Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I'm Kim. This will be about a 30-minute slow flow Vinyasa practice. You may need some yoga blocks, so grab those and bring yourself into a comfortable space to begin your practice. Whatever that feels like for you today. You can find a comfortable seat, you can lay down in a little mini Shavasana, bring yourself into child's pose, whatever calls to you right now. Make yourself comfortable, settle in, and close your eyes. Allow your body begin to relax. Let yourself feel supported by the earth beneath you, by any props that you're using. Just let everything soften from the feet all the way up through the legs, all the way up through the torso, shoulders, the arms, the hands and fingers. Relax through the neck and throat, the head, the jaw. Just let everything relax. I invite you to bring in the intention to move through your practice today with gentleness, kindness, love, and compassion for yourself. Honor where you are today, whatever your body has to offer you today. And begin to bring your attention to your breath now. Nice, deep, smooth, steady breaths in and out through the nose. Now begin to invite movement into your body. Wiggle fingers and toes, yawn, sigh, wiggle. As you feel ready, if you're not in a seated position, slowly find your way into a comfortable seat. You can keep your eyes closed or softly open your eyes and find your drishti, your gazing point, and find a soft, steady gaze on this point. Slowly we'll open up the body, shoulders first. Inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, relax, release the shoulders down. A few more times, lifting, lowering the shoulders, following your breath. And then relax your shoulders. We'll move through the neck. Take a deep breath in. With the exhale, drop your chin down towards your chest. A few breaths. And then chin up to center. Inhale. With your exhale, open through the front of the throat. Lift your chin. Take a few deep breaths here. And then chin back to center. And begin to wave your body from side to side. You can keep the arms down alongside the body or just allow the arms to flow from side to side as you go. And then bring yourself to center. Now we'll roll the torso around in circles over to one side, forward, over to the other side, roll it back. Continue a few circles around, finding your pace. And then as you are ready, begin to switch the direction of your circles. Bring yourself back to center. Hands to ankles, shins, knees or thighs. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, dive the heart down towards the mat. Lift up the heart, open through the upper back. As you exhale, curl everything back, round yourself back, chin to the chest. Inhale again, roll it all forward, lift up your heart. Exhale as you round it back and curl in. A few more times, just waving your body around. And then bring yourself back to center and find your way into a table position. Come onto the hands and knees. Let's roll it through some cat-cow. Inhale as you lift the tail, soften the belly, lift the heart. Exhale as you root into the fingers, round it through the back, drop the tail, look towards the navel. A few more times, rolling through. Bring yourself to your neutral table. Now send your right leg back, hip level-ish. Bend that right knee, draw it in towards the chest, round up through the back, then step or carry that right foot up to the top of your mat. We'll take it into a low lunge. Press into that right foot, lift up, arms reach up. So you allow the hips to lower down a little bit. And then hands down to the mat or to blocks. You could grab your blocks, have them underneath your hands here, tuck your back toes under, and slowly roll yourself back. Bring the hips back towards that back heel. Press into your fingers or your blocks, lift up your heart, fold in over this front leg a couple times, lift yourself up, and then fold it back in. And then walk yourself forward, untuck the back toes, come back up through your low lunge, and then hands to the mat, step it back into your table. Send the left leg back, bend that left knee, draw it in, nose, chest, forehead, step or carry that foot up, top of the mat, press into that left foot, reach it up, arms reach, heart lifts, hips lower down, and then hands to blocks, or to the mat, tuck your back toes under, glide your hips back, roll up onto that left heel, press into your fingers, lift up your heart, fold in over that left leg, and have a big or little bend in this left knee, press into the fingers, lift the heart up, fold it in. One more time, lift up, fold it in, and then walk yourself forward, untuck your back toes, lift it up. Hands to the mat, step yourself back into your table. And come back to sit on your bum. Drop over to one hip, swing the legs around. Grab your blocks. Take the blocks underneath your hands. Bend your knees. Plant your feet down on the mat. And we'll take it into a reverse table here with hands on blocks. Spread the fingers, root down into your finger pads, lift your hips up and forward. Can either gaze forward or up towards the ceiling. Press down into the blocks. And then lower your bum back down. Press into the hands. Press into the feet. Roll the hips forward and up. And now, slowly bring your bum back in between the blocks. Keep your bum lifted and roll up onto your heels. And then lift up your left leg. Keep pressing down into that right heel. Lift up through that left leg. Plant that left heel down. Roll yourself forward. And then pull your bum back in between the blocks. Bum is still lifted here. Roll up onto the heels. Now lift your right foot up. Plant that right heel down, roll the hips forward, coming back into that reverse table. We'll do it one more time for each side. Roll the hips back, lift up that left foot, plant the left heel down, roll it forward, and then draw the hips back in between the blocks, bum lifted, lift up that right foot. You could play with pressing hands into the blocks. Maybe you lift up both heels. Lower heels down, slide the hips forward, And then lower your bum back down to the mat. Take the blocks out of the way for now. And come up on to hands and knees. You could tuck your toes under here or have your feet planted down to the mat. Come up on to the knees. Take palms together at the heart. You're going to work the quads now. So again, toes can be tucked or tops of the feet pressing down into the mat. Begin to slowly lower yourself back. And then hug in through the belly. Bring yourself back up to stand up on the knees. Again, lower yourself back. And then bring it forward. Couple more times. Lowering back. Bringing it back forward again. Feeling the quads working here. Fire it up. Let's do it one more time. Lean it back. And then forward you come. Hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toes under. Find your way up into your downward dog. Find whatever movement you like here. Pedal out your legs. Rock the hips. Bend, straighten the knees. Whatever feels right for you here. And then walk yourself up, top of the mat. Ragdoll forward fold. Lift your belly up off of your thighs, then fold from your hips. Bring the belly back down to the thighs. Let the head go, let the hands go, or grab elbows. Shake it out, nod the head. Shake your head, look right, look left, rock your hips. Sway your arms. And bring yourself to center. Hands to hips, press into your feet and come all the way up. Let's take palms together at your heart. Reach your arms up and then release the arms down. Reach up and release. One more time, arms reach up and then fold yourself back into your ragdoll forward fold. This time, press fingers into the mat or your shins or your thighs. Lift up your belly, lengthen out through the crown of the head, come halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. And then soften the knees, fold in. One more time, halfway up, flat back, fold in. And again, let's bring it halfway up. Press the fingers into shins, thighs, or mat. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Fold it back in. Press into your feet, come all the way back up. Palms together overhead. Hands come back to heart. Reach up, fold it in. Halfway lift. Now plant your hands down to the mat, step yourself back to plank. Drop the knees, lower it down to the belly. Press into fingers, toes, pubic bone, hug elbows in, lift heart, baby cobra. Release, tuck your toes, press it up and back, downward dog. Step or hop yourself back up, top of your mat, fold it into ragdoll, halfway lift to your flat back. Fold in, root into your feet, rise up, palms together overhead, hands back down to your heart, reach up, fold it in. Halfway lift, plant your hands, step it back to plank. Lower the knees down. Lower all the way down to the belly. Either lift your heart, baby cobra, or come up a little bit further for your full cobra. Release down, tuck your toes, send the hips up and back, downward dog. Step or hop it up, top of your mat. Ragdoll forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold back in, root into the earth, rise up, palms together overhead, hands back down to your heart. Keep it going, arms lift, fold it in. Halfway up, flat back, Drop hands to the mat. Step yourself back to plank. Now you find your flow here. You can drop knees. Bring yourself down to the belly and up into your cobra, baby cobra or full cobra, or you can bring it into chaturanga, low push-up, and then upward dog. If you're moving into chaturanga, roll it forward on your toes, bend your elbows, lower yourself down, shoulders stay up above the level of the elbows. Come onto the tops of the feet, keep the thighs lifted, root into the finger pads, pull your heart forward for your up dog. And then we'll all meet back in downward dog. Step or hop it up, top of the mat. Fold it in, ragdoll. Halfway up to your flat back. Fold in. Press into your feet, rise up. Palms together, back to heart. Now bend your knees. Sit your bum back, hips back, knees back. We'll come into chair, Utkatasana. Reach the arms forward. Palms together, fold in. Halfway lift, plant the hands, step it back to plank. And then you find your flow, your vinyasa, whichever variation you like today. We'll all meet back in downward dog. And then step or hop it up, top of your mat. Ragdoll. Halfway up. Fold it in. Press into your feet, rise up, palms together. Hands back to your heart. Let's bring it back into our chair. Sit your hips back, bum back, knees back. When you look over your knees, you want to be able to see your toes. And root down into that left foot. Roll up onto the ball of your right foot. Stay here just like this, or begin to lift that right foot up, hug it in towards your chest. Release that right foot down to the mat. Sit the hips low, back in your chair. Stay here, or roll up onto ball of the left foot. Stay here, or begin to hug that left knee in towards your chest. Release that left foot down to the mat. Sit it back in your chair. Fold it in. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands down to the mat and step back to plank. You find your flow. Meet in downward dog. Crouch down into your downward dog. Let's send that right leg up for a three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, bring it forward, core plank. Step right foot through. Come onto the ball of your left foot. Bend both knees. Press down into your feet. Hug in through the legs. Lift yourself up. Maybe straighten that back leg. Reach the arms up. High lunge. And then hands down to the mat, step back to plank. Move through your flow, your vinyasa, your choice, your practice. Meeting back in downward dog. Crouch down, send that left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, take it forward, core plank. Step left foot through. Stay up on ball of the right foot. Bend both knees. Press down into the earth, lift up. Reach the arms up, maybe straighten the back leg. Press into the feet, lift up through the fingers. High lunge. Hands come back down to the mat, step it back to plank. and find your flow. From your downward dog, step or hop up, top of your mat, ragdoll. Fold in, halfway lift, fold it back in. Press into your feet, lift all the way up, hands together overhead, palms back to heart. Sit back in your chair, arms sweep forward. Root into the left foot, roll up onto ball of right foot. Stay here, or hug that right knee up towards your chest and stay here, or extend that right leg out. So you're in a chair with the right leg extended out. Bend the right knee, drop that foot back to the mat, sit back in chair. Roll it up onto the ball of that left foot. Hug that knee into the chest. Maybe extend that left leg forward. And then release that left foot down. Sit back down in your chair. Fold it in. Halfway up, flat back. Plant the hands, step back to plank. Find your flow. From your downward dog, walk your hands back to meet your feet. Come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. And then lift it all the way up. Palms come together overhead. Hands come back to your heart. Soften the knees, root down into that left foot. Roll up onto the ball of your right foot. And then we'll draw that right knee up towards the chest. You can bring hands to the hips if you like, or arms out to the side to help with balance. Stay here or extend that right leg out. Press out through that right heel, lift up, turn those quads on. Right femur hugs back into your hip socket. Bend that right knee, release that foot down. Soften the knees. Let's take the weight over into that right foot. Roll up onto the ball of that left foot, then draw that knee up towards the chest. Keep it here, or extend that left leg out. Hug that femur back into the socket. Press out through that left heel. Pull the toes back towards you. And then bend the knee, release that foot down. Do it one more time on each side. Weight over into that left foot. Roll up onto the ball of that right foot. Draw that knee up towards the chest. Extend that leg out. Bend the knee. Release the foot back down. Other side. Weight into the right foot. Root down into that right leg. Draw that left knee up. Extend that leg out. Press out through the heel. Toes come back towards you. And then release that foot back down to the mat. Arms up. Fold it in. Soften the knees, hands down on the mat. Walk yourself out into your downward dog. Step or hop it up top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway up, flat back. And then fold yourself back in, press into the feet, rise all the way up, palms together, back to your heart. Bend the knees, sit back in your chair, arms reach forward. Roll up on the ball of that right foot, stay here, or hug that knee up towards the chest, stay here, or extend that right leg out in front of you. And then we'll bend that right knee, begin to slowly, slowly, slowly send that right foot back behind you. Come up onto the ball of that right foot. You can bend that right knee as you come back through into your high lunge. Arms up. And maybe you straighten that back leg. then we'll bring it forward, weight into that left foot. Begin to slide that right foot up. Release that foot back to the mat. Weight over into that right foot, or actually sit it back in your chair. Take the weight into that right foot. Roll up onto ball of your left foot. Stay here. Pick up that knee, hug it into your chest. Stay here. Or extend that left leg forward. Stay here. Slowly bend that left knee. Begin to send that left leg back behind you. Come onto the ball of that left foot. And then lift it up. High lunge. Hug that right hip back, left hip forward a little bit. And then we'll take hands down to the mat. Step that left foot forward, fold yourself in to a forward fold. And then halfway lift. Fold it in, press into the feet, rise all the way up. Palms together overhead. Hands back to heart. Reach up. Fold it in. Halfway up, flat back. Plant your hands to the mat and step yourself back to plank. Find your flow. From your downward dog, walk it out, pedal it out, move it, shake it, rock it. Whatever you need here. Lower your knees down. Come back to sit on your heels. Grab one of your blocks. We'll use it in a moment. Drop over to one hip. Swing the legs around. Lower yourself down onto your back. Grab your block. Take it on the low, wide height. Press into your feet. Lift your hips. Tuck the block on that low, wide height underneath sacrum. And then pick your feet up. Line your knees up over your hips and either stay here or extend legs all the way up towards the ceiling. You can spread the toes, have the legs together or apart. If you roll through the feet while you're here, pointing the toes, flexing, point flex, or you just rest here. Bend the knees, drop the feet down, press into your feet, lift up your hips, pluck at your block, lower yourself all the way down, and now roll over onto your belly. And bring your right arm up towards the top of your mat. You can have it parallel to the top of the mat or at a little bit of an angle if that feels better. Now we'll bend the left knee. Draw that foot in towards your bum. Reach back with that left hand and gently pull that foot in. Nice little quad release here. And then release that foot. We'll switch arms, take the left arm up to the top of the mat. Maybe at an angle or parallel to top of the mat. Bend your right knee, draw that foot in towards your bum. Reach back with the right hand, pull that foot in towards the bum. And then release. Find your way into Shavasana. You can stay on your belly if you like. Use your arms as a little pillow. Find a belly down Shavasana, or you can roll yourself onto your back or onto your side, or find a comfortable seat, whatever you like here. Spend these last few moments here, turning inward, getting quiet, Letting go of effort, allowing yourself to rest, relax here. Slowly begin to call yourself back. Roll over onto your back if you're not there. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Connect in and notice how you feel. Come back to your intention to be gentle, kind, patient, and compassionate with yourself. And then release your hands. Take a deep breath in through your nose, sigh it out of your mouth. Slowly roll yourself over to one side and then press yourself all the way back up into a seated position. Bring palms together, your heart. May you feel safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. May your heart be open to love, compassion, and may you know joy. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. With love and gratitude, namaste.